Mm. Hello, hello. Come on in. Hello, hello. Come on in. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good.
Anything exciting in your life?
No, I just had a regular week. I call it a regular week where I'm just chilling, studying, and dealing with my family. So,
That's a good week to me. If it's routine and nothing awful has happened, oh my gosh, that's a good week. That is a very good week. So I'll scare everybody else off. Did you study together this week?
nah, we all missed it this week. We tried, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. 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 So tell me what we learned this week. Studied separately, but we still learned, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I did your snippets. I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried to do the snippets on the wall. I need better sticky notes because my sticky notes just start to fall.
Don't be buying from the Dollar Tree. That ain't gonna work for you. Just let you know that, okay?
I actually bought mine. I didn't do it for Dollar Tree. I actually
I was just joking. I don't know where you bought them.
I
How
bought,
would
I bought it from
I know
Walmart.
where you bought them? I have no idea.
Um uh so with feminists, that was my hardest one to actually try to understand on it.
Okay.
'Cause I always been on my end. I always need help on that one.
So
But
so let's stay there for a second, okay? So then when feminist therapy first started, it was written for women. It was written for white women, right? So this is after, the time when men had power and men could do whatever. So we wrote this theory was for white women. It's not anymore. Now it is for anybody that doesn't have power. So and I usually use the same explanation. I'm looking at my background. I haven't cleaned my office. You see my sambo's on the floor right there. Tennis shoes. Sorry, I'm looking at my background. Oh, let me move my tennis shoes. Anyway, the so for me, as a woman of color, I teach college in a predominantly white school, old white man college. So instead of it me feeling depressed because I think, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to my job, there's something wrong with me, I go see somebody about my depression, feminist therapy would say it's not me. It's the fact that my environment oppresses me. That the fact is that I work with old white men who think less of me, who look down on me, who don't see me as an equal. So the personal is political. There's nothing wrong with me. It's society that needs to make the changes, not me. That makes sense.
yeah, it really does
That's
because the
really what it
way
is. The personal is political.
yeah, the way we went back to 40 and the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was already, like you said, they already did majorly the white man.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Absolutely.
feminists came around, like you said, they thought that women was the problem. And now
So
feminists like, no, society is the problem.
got it, got
I
it,
get
got
it.
it, got it, got it. And the goal is that we so the what's it called? The personal is political. So when it was written, I remember we're studying history, it wasn't just a thought, a theory, it was a movement to make sure that women and girls and women knew that they were empowered, their voices mattered. That makes sense? Okay, who have we not studied in the book? Anybody got their book open? Guessing that's a no. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so person centered. Tell me some words.
I don't
Carl
think we did
Rogers.
person center.
Carl Rogers. He's like the second one in the book. We didn't do him.
Yes, we did. We did person center.
It's
Oh,
also
we
called
did.
it's
Oh,
person centered, client centered. Carl Rogers.
It's the unconditional positive regard,
Mm-hmm.
congruence, um, the self-actualization
What does that mean? Self actualization.
to become whole.
Okay. So the yes. So I don't want you to use that word though, because to become whole would belong more to Gestalt. Self-actualization is going to be the top of Maslow's chart. So what Carl Rogers wanted you to do is be the very best you could be. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, that's that. So I just that's good, but remember verbiage so matters in the question.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then solution focused.
Yeah, solution focus we did. It's the miracle question.
How does it work?
The miracle question is asking the client to imagine how would it look like if the problem didn't exist.
Okay. So if I wake up in the morning, the miracle happened, right? And then where does the scaling technique come from?
The scaling, uh, I know that it's like from 1 to 10, and it's kind of like measuring and seeing how the client is advancing or progressing to getting to where they should be at, like setting a goal. But I don't know like where it comes from. I forgot that
Okay.
part.
So you're good. That's good. That's good. So if I wake up in the morning and I'm no longer depressed and my 10 is like my life is perfect, right? I'm out there singing with the birds, la, la, la. That's my 10. So every time I come in, he's going to ask me, how close are you to your 10?
Mhm.
That's literally what he's going to, that's the question. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Solution focused narrative.
we did. Yeah, we did narrative therapy last week.
Keep talking. Tell me more.
So with narrative therapy, it's your own story. but the story is, like I think you start off by saying each, you grow up in a household. Some people got different stories than what you grew up in. So you like, what the heck is, you have a different story than what I did, that I grew up in. So the story becomes the problem. So with narrative therapy, it teaches you how to collaborate. It tells you how to desensitize, or I can't say it right. Sensitize, sensitize. So desensitizing. I would say desensitize because I know I'm saying it wrong right now, but
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Okay.
so yeah, collaborating, and you are rewriting your story.
You are good. Very good. Okay. Let me look some questions and let's see what we know, what we don't know. Anything you want to ask me, anything you've gone over, someplace you read something, you read it someplace else, you saw it written differently. Ask me questions.
Mine was always the feminist therapy. That was the only
Okay.
thing. Um, couldn't find a video on it with you, Dr. Pam, but I had found it, and I
I was
found it
gonna
on
say
another.
probably
Huh?
not, probably not because there's like 2 questions maybe. So I probably did not do one. I should do one. Let me write that down.
Yeah, because I remember taking a test. I don't remember too much about feminist therapy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember them even throwing them in there. I think they did like you said, 1 or 2 times, but that was it.
And what you're looking for is the way the book is written is where the points come from. So it doesn't make any sense, like the order that it's written for. The only thing about that is reality therapy seems to have more questions now. I've heard that recently than it did before. Did we do reality therapy? Glasser?
No, we didn't do that.
Well, let's learn him then. 1 second. What did you learn this week? I'm pulling up questions. Edna, I like your hair. I like curly. What did you learn this week?
I'm really getting down I found more videos with Coach Sierra, and I'm really getting down the neo-Freudian. She had a really good video, and she talks about like Karen Horney, and then she talked about Fram and Sullivan, but the way she explained it, it really helped me because, and I'll have to send it to you girls, but like she talks she talks about the neuroticism for Horny, and the way she explained it, it really stuck to me more than it had been.
I
Then
don't usually teach it. So that's the only way you would learn it is by
yeah,
watching that video because I
because
don't teach it.
before, I mean, I hadn't really been honing in on that. And then with Fram, the same thing, the way she describes it, because she says, Fram, where are you, Fram? Fram, where are you, Fram? And the way she describes it about his outlook on everything is so great and the birds chirping, and she's like, where are you from? And so she talks about, so the way she described it, it was really good. It actually stuck. So honing in on that stuff, making, and every day I focus on one
So
topic.
can I go back? So I don't usually teach that because I just don't see a lot of questions.
Right, just very much like what you mentioned about about the feminism. It's going to be maybe one question. You know, so I'm not spending a whole day on that. Absolutely not. But, you know, I may listen to a video like as soon as I wake up, that may be like one video. I spend maybe the first 15 minutes of my morning and then jump to my next topic for the day.
And it's really okay. It's really okay. So, but if you want to share that with the group, I just don't usually teach them. I try to teach the majority of the points, but it's definitely a very, very good video.
And help me with the neo-Freudism. So like, you know, making sure that I understand that you know, it's about the id and about what neo-Freudism, what they're for. Because I do remember Sullivan on the test. I do remember him being on the test and just making sure that I'm confident, like it's about the id and it's about, so the way she described it was very, very good.
So it's about the ego, not the id.
Right, but it's what they're trying, because the way she says it is they're trying to tell him like, thank you for everything. Thank you for, you know, being the father of talk therapy, but you need to how did she say it? Slow down the pedal on that id there.
Yes, absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
So the way she says it, I was like, you know what? Yes, like it's
absolutely.
Yo, Freud, you know, putting the pedal on the id, and I don't know the way she said it, but it made so much sense. It was really good.
She's amazing.
Yes.
I might keep her.
She's really good, especially on research and assessment. It just
It has been a long journey working with your daughter. Can I tell you that? When she first started, we've always had a rocky relationship. And when she first started working with me, she did not talk to me. I had another CEO, so she went to the CEO. So there was no conversation at all, no business conversation. And even now, if we talk, we will say it's a business call. It's really hard to like separate that. Yeah.
Her excitement for research and assessment on the videos, it's
so cool.
It is. I wish I was that excited for research and assessment, and I'm not. It just scares me. But she does an extremely good job.
Did you not do research in grad school and not have to write a paper?
I didn't take it serious. I mean, we got through it kind of like, I mean, but the way I'm understanding it now, and I guess it comes with the maturity, you know, now I actually care about it and I want to learn it and be able to explain it to people. And I guess that just comes with maturity. Before, I was just trying to get the answers right.
I love research. Assessment I teach, but I love research.
And I did really well on the test with it. You know, but I want to be able to, now that I'm older, I want to be able to explain it and understand it.
Look, you want to learn. What? Not just get the A. We want to learn. Okay, so narrative therapy. It's David White, and you don't really need to know the name. But the problem is, I'm sorry, it wasn't narrative, it was reality, wasn't it? I apologize.
Yeah.
I knew that. Reality therapy is, I know, Glasser? It's a Glasser. Glasser says that just take ownership. You did it. You own it. Stop trying to blame everybody else for what you did.
You know what? We need that therapy because there's a lot of people I know that don't own up to their responsibility. That's
So he's considered postmodern, and that just means he's one of our newer ones. That's all that means. Like existentialism, it's also considered a choice therapy. So that means that you have the choice of how you get your needs met. I'm gonna do it. Move you down. After just go down. Okay, so what he says is that we are all born with these basic needs, which are different than Maslow. Maslow's a theory of we're motivated to get to the top. Am I sharing? Okay, so we all need love and belonging. We all need power, fun, survival, and freedom. Now, how I choose to get those needs met, it's up to me. So if I decide to get power by sleeping my way to the top, and then someone realizes that's what I did, I own it. I own it. Yes, I did it. I take responsibility for it. What he wants us to do is learn better ways to get the power, better ways to get fun. Okay, survival. We all need survival. We all need health. We all have food and warmth, all those good things. If I choose to, I want to use the current news. If I choose to have lived my entire life in Section 8 housing and gotten food stamps, and now the president has cut them off, I made that choice, right? I could have got a job at any time during these last 8 years that I was on food stamps, but I made that choice. So now don't be on YouTube crying. Don't be on TikTok about, oh no, what I'm going to do. You shouldn't have had 7 kids. Can you feel some anger there? Okay, so that's what I want to use as reality therapy. You made that choice. You made that choice. Why don't you think I have 7 kids? I can't afford 7 kids. So that's literally what he says. You own it. You did it. Okay. So the goal is we are not going to blame anybody else. What he really says is, I want to teach you how to get better. I want to teach you how to make better choices. And then once you make the better choices, I want you to really, I'm going to teach you how to make better choices. And when you make bad choices, take responsibility for it. The WDEP comes in there also. Let me show you. The WDEP is by Balding. And Balding says that these are the basic steps that we use with reality therapy. So it's the WDEP. The writing there, but I'll give you an image as well. Okay, so the steps to use reality therapy is what the client wants, what direction, what behavior, evaluate the client, and then come up with a plan. So he doesn't believe in any of the unconscious. He doesn't believe in anything at all that's other than making your own, understanding you make your own choices. In the book, he's really, really pretty simple. Not a lot of keywords other than the WDEP. He uses the word genuineness, that a genuine person is an honest person. You'll see reality therapy also with anything else in families and groups, things like that. It's known as a choice therapy because we make our own choices of how we get those needs met. So it's referred to as Glasser's therapy. But remember, control and choice both belong to existentialism as well as reality therapy. We have a choice to make our own decisions. Existentialism uses the word freedom a lot of the times. So individuals determine their own fate, and you're in charge of your own life. So our perceptions control our behavior. How I get those needs met is how I decide, how I control that. So if I perceive that I don't have any other choice but to get food stamps, then that's the choice I've made. Because he wants you to then own up to it, own up to the fact that you didn't get a job. You couldn't have got a job. Did you look back, going back to school? All of those other choices you could have made, so you could have gotten, so you've been able to survive. Okay. Choice therapy means we control the world around us, and the real world is important to extent it helps us satisfy our needs. So problems in life are caused by how I got those needs satisfied. So if I chose to have fun when I was, 20, and all my friends went to college, when I'm 30, you can't say, well, I couldn't afford to go to college. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. You made that choice. Own the choice that you made. So we act to control the world around us. And again, the real world is how it gets those basic needs met. Responsibility emphasizes choice and responsibility. No transference, no unconscious anything, nothing at all. Real life. You own it. You did it. Suck it up. Keep therapy in the present. The past is not critical. Avoid focusing on symptoms. Focus on how we meet our needs. So a client comes in and says, I just feel like, I'm lost in life. I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do. So then he's really struggling with, maybe then survival. So really got to focus on not the symptoms, but again, so when it comes to survival, what's the best choice to make to get those needs met? He wouldn't use the DSM. He wouldn't diagnose. I like him. You did it. Suck it up. I'm sorry your daddy left when you were 3. I'm sorry your mother beat you. And I really am. But you're an adult. Now you make your own choices. And then Balding, of course, is the one, the WDEP. So look at what the client wants. Encourage clients to discuss, or sometimes I've seen direction of where they're going. At first, is self-evaluation by clients concerning their behavior, and then plan how to overall affect the change. You did it. You own it. Suck it up. That's not the nice. But that's literally, it's very much. I'll show you some questions, but that's what I'm looking for, is staying in the present, taking ownership for what you did. We did feminist therapy. We're good with that. The personal is political, right? And critical consciousness. Most often what I see is the personal is political. So how I feel when I go to work is not me, it's the environment. And I should try to change the environment as opposed to trying to change me. Commitment to change. Women and girls' voices are ways of knowing, as well as the voices of others who've experienced marginalization and oppression. So marginalization, again, so it's not just for women anymore. It's for anyone that doesn't have power in their environment. Relational cultural, I don't teach that, because if we look at that, it really looks more at going back through my culture. But the bottom line is that people need people. It's the growth and development as men as well as women. Relational culture addresses how people respond to relational and cultural adversity. Issues in counseling may include power, privilege, marginalization, and acceptance rather than pathology. So it really is looking at, especially as people of different colors, different socioeconomic status, all of those things. Connection is important. Solution focus, we went over. Narrative therapy, we went over. Those are the words. So integrative therapy, remember, I hope I've said to you before, you're not eclectic. And I know that's the buzzword when I use a little bit of everybody's stuff, but that's not a good word for you. When you think of eclectic, you're going to go back to think of Lazarus and the basic needs. Did I go over him? Lazarus, basic ID. Okay, I'll go over him. So, but when I see eclectic on the test, that's what I'm thinking about. You're integrated. So part of the problem is the way that you were doing empty chair, or the way that you were doing glass, or whatever it is not the way the test says do it. In real world, I don't want you to change the way that you do therapy. Whatever you have in your bag of tools, whatever you do is great. And you and I can both do CBT and do it totally different. And my CBT is based on my personality too, right? So you bring what you bring to the bag, what you bring to therapy. So integrative means you're really good at your style. So synthesizing existing theories, not by just borrowing them, but really integrating them into the counselor develops their own personal theory based on worldview, education, and experience. From this personal perspective, the counselor fleshes out this integrative counseling theory to include the process and techniques that fit from other theories. So you're integrative. You use the CBT sometimes. Sometimes you might use DBT. Sometimes you might have a combination of all of those that helps you be who you are. And that makes you a very good therapist. Eclectic is a jack of all trades, master of none. Okay. I do like this once you know the theories. So I don't like it to start with, but once you know the theory, it's kind of nice to come by and just look at it on a very kind of a small concept. So with reality choice therapy, the key concept, the basics focuses on what the clients are doing and how to get them to evaluate whether the present actions are working for them. People are mainly motivated to satisfy their needs, especially the need for significant relationships. The approach rejects the medical model. Remember, the medical model is what's your problem? We're not focusing on that. Solution focus also rejects the medical model. No transference, no unconscious anything, and no dwelling on your past. And we're not going to diagnose you. Okay. The core concepts of feminist therapy, core principles of feminist therapy are that the personal is political. Therapists have a commitment to social change. Women's and girls' voices are valued. Okay, so those are the things that I'm looking for. So when you go back over these, you want to kind of come back and go down and look at some of the terms. Postmodern approaches, most often postmodern is going to be anything new. So reality therapy is postmodern. Okay. Let me do Lazarus. Okay. Multimodal Lazarus is eclectic. So what he says is however the person presents their problem, that's how I'm going to treat them. So if I'm depressed, and so in a behavior, what would depression look like in a behavior? Give me an behavior, something I can see.
A person sleeping all day.
Very good. Very good. So if that's what you present with, then I'm going to give you goals that change your behavior. Client will sleep 5 hours a day and no naps. Your affect is your mood, right? AFF, it's your mood. So if my depression looks like I'm sad all the time, I just walk around like, right? Sad sack, I'm going to treat you that way. Your sensations, your 5 senses. So if I'm so depressed, I can't eat, that's how I'm going to treat you. Images. So if I think about, oh my goodness, you know what? I will always be depressed. I can't ever see a time in my life that I'll be this way for the rest of my life. Again, then I'm gonna do some CBT, right, to change that. Cognitions, the way that you think. Interpersonal relationships, how you interact with other people. And the D stands for drugs, but it really isn't drugs. It's anything that has anything to do with your body. So if I'm so depressed that I'm smoking, right, more, I'm so depressed that I am drinking more. The goal of the theory is that no matter how you present, depression shows up in all parts of your body at one point. So none of these theories are his own. He's borrowed from CBT, from DBT, from every place else. So he's eclectic. None of these are his own, but it's called your basic ID. And again, the goal is however I show up, whatever problem I present with, that's what you're going to focus on initially. Okay. So counseling techniques from a variety of theoretical perspectives are used. They include anti-anxiety management, modeling, positive imagery, relaxation, assertiveness, biofeedback, hypnosis, bibliotherapy, thought stopping. Little bit of everybody. So the goal of the theory is no matter how the client shows up, I'm going to treat them the way that they show up. And then I'm going to help them integrate and realize depression doesn't just show up in one place. It's all parts of your body. Okay. Let me give you an image for him. I like him too. I've always tried to tie it into the only other Lazarus I know, which is in the Bible. You know, Jesus raised him from the dead. So I don't know how he's alive. Basic idea is you not being dead. I've tried. Same as Arnold Lazarus. So he is considered eclectic, a jack of all trades, master of none. Share this screen. I'm going to go over questions, guys, from a lot of the theories, but I've got to go to the restroom first. So actually, I could give you a couple of questions first.
So, Dr. Pam, I know this off topic. Have you ever had orange watermelon before?
Is a drink?
Yeah, it's orange. No, it's orange. Let me show you. See, it's orange.
Oh, wow.
Orange.
Oh, wow. Where do we get that?
What is it called? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's orange watermelon.
I've seen yellow.
So there's different kind of watermelons. They got yellow, red, orange. They got one called Black Diamond. They got another one. I forgot the another one. It's another one called different names.
Where do you live?
I live in Texas. I live in Dallas. I just
Why do you have such good stuff there that I don't?
like the orange one. They said the orange one, yellow one, is
Okay, so
beta
tender.
carotene.
Yeah,
Mhm.
tender sweet orange,
It really
yellow.
is. It tastes so sweet. It's sweeter than the red ones.
I guess
But Black Diamond is the sweetest.
I could grow it.
Mhm. You can grow it.
you're a hit in Texas, Dr. Pam, because all three of us are in Texas.
You know,
No, you ain't never had it before?
I've never seen it.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet. And the person that I bought it from grew it from his farm. So it's super rare to find a man or find a person who's growing orange watermelon. But
It's $55 for seeds. It better be damn good. So it better be good. Let me see if I can find it.
yes, it's very sweet, especially when it's
Oh.
cold. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah, I might have watermelon, they don't have. Fresh Market might have it. Trader Joe's might have it too.
I go to the fresh market and see if they got it. A lot of marketplace has it. Depends on if they grown in season.
Mhm. Let's see if they have it in my Fresh Market. They'll deliver it. I'll have to come to Texas, I guess.
You should go to the marketplace. But if you ever do, and you said, and you called me up and said, T, I'm in there. You want orange watermelon? Let me see if the watermelon is ready. So I got the orange watermelon from I call him the watermelon man. So he be having all kinds of watermelons.
How much was it?
Oh, I spent $25 on that, and it was huge. It's huge. It wasn't. I mean, it's worth $25.
How much is the regular watermelon there?
Oh, it depends on where you're getting it from. So, I think from the marketplace, that one I go to every Sunday. So I bought a small one that's about $10, and then the big one is about 20. And like I said, it's huge. It's not small. Let's just say you're gonna need somebody to help you carry it.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Heavy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, watermelon's heavy.
What would I do with that? I need like one this big. Okay. I buy the pre-cut slices. 1 second.
And then I meant to ask you, when you had took the test, did you do it for the license for Texas? Correct?
Like the NCE?
Yeah.
Yeah, do not accidentally schedule yourself for the MHCE. Do not do that. Because
I learned
everything
to
we're
never
studying
do
right
that one.
now,
I like that test.
everything that you're studying right now
Is
it's
on
not
there.
that.
Yes, yes, but it's on there. It's
But
just heavy in theories. It's heavy in theories.
but
I use the same material to teach it.
what about like for the medications and stuff?
That's on that. Yes, I do that, but there's not a lot of medications on there. Maybe 1 or 2. There's not a lot. It's very heavy in the DSM, and it's very heavy on how we treat this. So this is the scenario. What's going on? It's heavy on that, but there's a few careers, a little culture, about 3 or 4 research.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
They was claiming that test is a little more easy compared to the NCE, and I'm like,
So I think it just depends on how well you read. Because once you it's long and lots of reading. So once you learn to read the vignettes and go back and the same thing and do it. So
Like I usually train myself, like seriously, like I really like when I took the NCE in the beginning of the month, I trained myself to sit for 4 hours. I timed myself. I did it like I trained myself to be able, because when I was first doing it, the first time, my head was killing me by the time I was done. Like so I had to train myself with practice tests and sit down and give myself the morning, and just exactly like I was going to do it with the first test, or with the test, the actual test. So that way I wasn't in such bad shape when it was time for me to take it. And I felt that same way with the MHCE.
Why did you not like that?
Well, I wasn't expecting
Prepared?
how much reading,
Gotcha.
as opposed to like with the MHCE, it's
Mhm.
not so, heavy on the, like how big everything was.
One of the things when I was teaching during COVID, I really had to teach people to learn to sit there with the mask on, and especially if you're wearing glasses on top of that. Oh my gosh.
And didn't you say you felt about like 2 or 3 points with the NCE?
One.
One.
Oh,
Mhm.
1 point. So
One.
you had to, what was your score again? A 90 or 91?
Yes, a 90 out of 92.
Okay.
It was my first
Because
time. I hadn't taken it.
they would go up. They've been going up with the points every year.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. It
I
depends on
thought
the
they had
version
been, Dr.
of the
Pam.
test. It's the version of the test. So here's what happens is the NCE is normed by last year's scores. So if we find that the same hard version, right, goes up, everybody's scoring like 103, then they'll raise the score on that version of the test. There's 17 different versions of the test. Okay. So at one point when we were teaching, we were teaching why I don't teach Neo-Freudians, because at 1 year we were teaching people everything, and I had people getting 135 on the test, and that takes the average up for everybody. So we've kind of pulled back. We want you to score and score well, but we're not going to teach you everything. That's just 135 is pretty much as close to perfect score as you can get. I had like 5 people do that in like a row. Nope. Nah, because that's that year. I used to always say, I would always say when I first started, if you score 100, I can guarantee that you'll pass. I always said that before that. And then the average went up to 130. And we realized it was probably our fault. But then we stopped. No. And we tutor 150 people. I tutor 150 people a week, including my groups. So we just stopped doing it. Okay, can you see there's 4 or 5 questions? I'm going to run to the restroom. You can do them together.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll read the first one, guys. And then we can go through it together. We'll do the whole process. Okay, so we can start with, can you scroll up, doctor, or are we starting on number 4?
They're in the chat box. You see them in the chat box?
Okay.
You can do either, but I figured you couldn't see all of them if I didn't put them in the chat box.
Okay. All right. Number 1. Which of the following best represents the philosophical foundation of solution-focused brief therapy? So in the question, we're talking about solution-focused brief therapy. And which of the 4 best represents the philosophical foundation of solution-focused therapy? Would it be A, pathology must be explored for healing to begin? B, reality is socially constructed and problems are not fixed entities? C, childhood trauma is the root of most present-day issues? Or D, human nature is driven by unconscious conflicts? So again, when we go back to the question, we're talking about solution-focused brief therapy, and which one best represents? So which one of the 4 best represents the philosophical foundation of solution-focused therapy? So when we think about solution-focused therapy, what do we think about? What are some of the key words that we've learned thus far for solution-focused therapy? Can y'all just blurt out some keywords that just off the top of your mind? Like if I'm somebody you all do not know, solution focused therapy, can y'all tell me a word off your head?
Present. They never focus about anything that deals with your childhood.
Okay, Kathy?
Yeah, like just moving forward.
Okay. Remember scaling, remember miracle question, and remember the exception question. If I woke up in the morning, you know, what would help me to feel better, right? Okay, so
Right.
for solution focused brief therapy, which ones can we cross out automatically that y'all would say, yep, I know for sure this isn't it?
C and D.
Okay, how come?
Because they're focused in the past.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Unconscious,
And
Freud.
unconscious is already Freud, and he never solution focus never mentioned anything about the unconscious.
Right.
So
Because
childhood
solution
trauma is
focused,
rooted in the most present day issues.
yeah,
Solution
usually
focus
you're only
never
going to have
mentioned
6 to
childhood
8
trauma.
sessions and they don't have time to be worrying about what happened to you when you were 3. So let's
Mm-hmm.
C and D. So then I go back to my question. Which of the following best represents the philosophical foundation of solution-focused brief therapy? Would it be A, pathology must be explored for healing to begin, or reality is socially constructed and problems are not fixed entities?
I would go with B because of the like don't fix what isn't broken. Those are
Yeah,
my
I
focus.
thought it'd be B2.
Okay.
But what is pathological? Pathological must be explored for healing to begin. I'm just curious on that. Okay. Pathological is the study of a cause and effect of the disease. Well, that's what it's saying.
So I remember her saying, and she'll probably mention it to you all later, but um, it's the sickness, and then the DSM is the book of,
Psychopathologies. They're
yes,
crazies.
the crazies, and then the DSM is your book of crazy, of the crazy. Good way to remember. Okay. Number 2, somebody else want to read?
What was number 1?
We said B.
Okay, good.
Number 2, a client continues to
let's stay there for a second. So pathology must be explored for healing to begin. Who would say that? Insight? That's what Freud would say. Freud would say you can't get any better, right? Until we know why. That makes sense? Okay, go ahead. Number 2, go ahead.
Are you going to read?
I'll read it. Sorry. A client continues to report frustration with family communication using a reality therapy lens. Which of the following therapist responses is most appropriate? So again, so the client is saying that there's frustration because of communication with family members. So using reality therapy, which would be like the most appropriate that the therapist would use. So A is let's examine how your physiological symptoms manifest during conflict. B, it sounds like you've developed this reaction due to unresolved childhood wounds. C, how are your current actions helping or hindering your relationships? Or D, perhaps journaling will give you clarity on the unconscious roots of this. So I think it would cross out D because of the unconscious. That's Freud. Um, can I give some help?
You can work together. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, check out B. Unresolved childhood wounds. Reality therapy does not mention anything about our childhood wounds.
That would be, again, either Freud or it could be Gestalt.
Now we go back to our question.
Keep going. I'm just pretending.
So yeah, like so client is frustrated with family communication. So how would reality therapy respond most appropriately? I guess it would be A because of the physiological symptoms manifest during conflict.
What
Is
are physiological symptoms?
how you feel in your body.
Got it. So the physiological, like Maslow's needs at the bottom, the first one are physiological needs.
And so the sensation, right? Because that's one of the basic ID.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw it in the notes that you provided.
Okay. So
Thought it
this
was C.
okay. Okay. Hold on. Stay with me though. Okay. So that's part of basic ID. What is that the question?
Oh no, it's not. The question is how you would best respond.
If I were a
Reality therapist.
Oh, it makes sense. Oh, why that probably is not the best answer.
I think we're getting our lines crossed, Kathy, with reality and Lazarus
Yes, yes.
ID. So, for the reality therapy, what do you all remember for reality therapy? Remember the taking
Now,
responsibility.
yeah, you take
Owning
accountability
up
for
to
your
how-
actions. Like whatever you did, like she was saying, you had 7 kids and you're on food stamps and you can't take care of your kids. You got 7 kids. That's your choice. You made that choice. You know, when you had fun in college while your friends went to college and did it, that was your choice. So with I say with C because we're talking about, like she said, reality therapy. We talking about what's going on at that moment. So they having frustration with the family. It's because of them. That's how reality therapy is. Like it's because they have.
You went on mute somehow, but you were talking. A good way that she always brings it up, that Dr. Pam brings it up, is like for power as one of them, if I choose to sleep my way to the top, that's something I have to own up to. You know,
Yeah,
that's my choice.
this
That's how I choose to become CEO or whatever I'm doing.
That's what I did. I slept with myself to become CEO. That was funny. Remember, I live with 2 dogs. Okay.
Okay, so let's go back to the question to figure out.
Sorry.
So what did we say, Doctor? It's C?
Is that what we said?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Oh, yes.
It is.
Current actions helping or hindering. So how is me sleeping around to become CEO? How is that helping or hindering? It's a good way to apply it.
And
How is
remember,
Dr. Pam sleeping with
reality therapy
helping
remember,
or
also
hindering?
uses the WDEP, right? Okay. You good with that one, Kathy?
Yeah, it makes sense. I was confusing it with the multi.
And again, so the way the questions are written, are really, I try to make them much more test-like because the vagueness of there, because I said, look for responsibility, right? Look for taking ownership, your choices, how you get your needs met. But that's not really one of the words in there, but that's the only one that fits reality therapy. And I still think that's the problem for most people is you learn content all day long and you're good at content, but you get to the question, you're like, I know reality therapy is, but I don't see none in words. Okay. Okay, so we'll go back then. Okay, Edna, pick number. Oh, ever got one? 1, 2, 3. Edna,
I
we're
think,
doing them all together still.
yeah,
Right, last one
Satya can
together.
read. Satya, it's your turn to read.
Number 3, what does glacier metaphor of the car illustrate about emotional regulation in reality therapy? So we're looking at glacier, which is reality therapy already. So he wants to know the metaphor of the car and what it illustrates when it comes around emotional regulation, right?
I want to take that out. I would take that out. I wouldn't do that. That is true, but that's too deep glacier.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, like I think they got their own test.
Yeah, this is that. It is glacier, but it's way too deep glacier.
Okay. Number 4, in the WDEP model, E stands for evaluation. What critical questions are aligned with this step? So we still on Glasser, but we on a different theorist who actually created WDEP. But we looking at what critical question aligns with this step, evaluation. So I'm gonna go all through, A, B, C, D. A, how do you feel about what others are doing? B, is what you're doing getting you what you want? C, what's unconscious blocks are stopping your change? Number D, no, the D, how would your life look for the problem disappearing overnight? So C is out of the question already.
How come?
40, unconscious block are stopping your change.
Okay.
D is solution focus.
Right, I was looking at that too. D is a miracle question.
If I woke up in the morning,
And my life disappeared overnight. Yeah, that's straight up the miracle
If I woke up
question.
in the morning and I had orange watermelon in my city, what would I do?
Go buy it. Go buy it.
Let me tell you old people's story. Back in the day, it was called plug the melon. So you could taste it before you bought it. So I remember being probably about 4 or 5, and my grandpa would go to the local market, and they would take a piece out of the middle, and if you tasted it before you bought it. I know, it's called plug it. Can you plug it for me? And you take a piece out and tasted it.
Oh my gosh, I wish they had that now.
I know. I'm just saying. I just think because you never know if they're ripe or not when you're in the store. But sorry, that was like, that means I need to take my ADD meds. That's what that means. Okay, so keep going. I'll be right back. Oh God.
So going back to the question, right? What does WDEP stand for? And I explained what E stand for, which is evaluation. So we're looking for the critical question line with that step specifically. So evaluation. Already off the bat. See, this will caught me on this one, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I don't think it's A. So I think it's B.
Yeah, I agree. B.
okay.
Very good. E stands for
Evaluation.
That's it. Is there anything in the WDP about feelings?
No, but it said others that will caught me off guard too. Says what
Okay.
you feel about others. I'm like, it most definitely don't talk about other
Absolutely.
people either.
Very good. Very good. So if you weren't in this group, what would you have done? Would you have gone with B, or would you have left it blank and come back later if you're at the test?
If I wasn't in this group, I actually would have left and went to another question and came back to it. And that's been my
Ah,
issue with the tests, because I would have got rid of probably no. If this was my first time doing this and taking this test, I would have got this question wrong. I know I would have. Because like I said, I only did the pocket prep, and I would never knew what WDEP stand for. Even though it says evaluation, I still would have been had a headache. Like Egna said, the whole hour would have caught me off guard. I've been
okay.
like, my brain hurt. I can't do it for a while.
But we'll watch this
So,
15 times
yes, we're
and
gonna watch this
we'll be
15
much better
times, most
than we were.
definitely.
Mhm.
A good job, though. I mean, good job. And I like hearing how you guys process together. I really do. And really good team supporting each other. So very, very cool about that. Okay, so 5. Let's go back to you, Edna. Everybody gets 1 now. So
All right, number 5. Which core assumption of solution-focused therapy sets it apart from problem-saturated models? Okay. So in this question, we're talking about solution-focused therapy. And it's asking how
is that your husband?
No, my kids, they're passing
Oh,
by. They're
you smiled. Somebody you liked.
oh the kids, my kids. They're walking through, but
I could
they
see,
were
yeah.
trying to be really quiet, and I was like, it's on mute. It's okay. Like,
But it was your
okay,
it was your facial expression, the attending skills, whoever it was, made you like light up.
You always like them when they first wake up, and you're like, hi. And then after a while, you're tired of them. I don't know, record a meeting. Okay. Okay, what is the core assumption of solution-focused therapy? Or which core assumption of solution-focused therapy sets it apart from problem-saturated models? Okay, so we're talking about solution-focused therapy and what core assumption, how we can separate it from a problem-saturated model. Okay, would it be A, the past is the key to the present problem? B, clients are inherently resistant to change? C, solutions can be unrelated to identified problems? Or D, all clients must be assessed from diagnosis before treatment begins? So again, we're talking about solution-focused therapy and how we can set it apart from a problem-saturated model.
So now so remember that solution focus is, I'm not gonna say anything, problem saturated model. When I see that, what word comes to mind?
Nothing, guys? Can y'all think of anything?
So
Problem saturated.
First of all, problem saturated usually belongs to narrative, right? So that's the dominant story, the problem in your head. But this is not necessarily talking about narrative. It's just talking about questions that focus on the problem as opposed to solution focus. That makes sense? What can I take out for sure?
Check out A, the past is the key to present problem.
Solution focus does not believe that.
And take out D because they won't assess.
Okay, then I go back to my question.
Mm-hmm.
Which core assumption of solution-focused therapy sets it apart from problem-saturated models? Okay, we crossed out A and we crossed out D. So then would it be that the clients are inherently resistant to change? Or
It is
would it
not.
be
Oh,
C,
sorry.
solutions can be unrelated to identified problems?
It would be C.
Me too, I vote for C.
Edna, why did you struggle with that? Talk to me.
Oh, I did. I was really just trying to do the process with the girls.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But I felt the same way as they did. I would have crossed out A, and I also would have crossed out D, just like they did it. And then I would have
Very
been
good.
torn between B and C, and I would have chosen C.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, Dr. Pam, C is the best option, but it would have had threw me off because of what it said. Solution can be unrelated to identified problem.
So I need you to know that exactly, because so that's a question you'll see in solution focused. So the answer may not be what you present with. That is just, that's a line that goes to solution focus. So that's something you just need to know.
And please just do the process all the way through, which I've mentioned to y'all. Just do this, what we're doing, all the way through, even if you feel like you know it, even if just all the way through.
I was gonna say, man, Miss Dr. Pam, you having a whole ADD moment on.
I did. Like, oh my gosh, that was like every thought that came out of my head came out of my mouth. Like, whoa, definitely. That's exactly what
I
that
gotta
was.
fix this. And then
Say
you
what?
pick something up and said, you said, oh, I
Say
gotta clean up right behind me. You pick up your shoes and you left. And I said, oh, that is so me. That is so me.
been a rough morning, obviously. Like, oh, it's 12. It means I'll be have difficulty sleeping tonight, but I could not go through the day. Y'all don't want to see. Okay, so we're going to do individual ones. Okay, so we're going to you, Shatia. This is yours, Shatia.
Okay. A feminist therapist challenged the idea that a woman's anxiety is solely due to a chemical imbalance. Probably would have what philosophical assumptions support this intervention. So we go into feminist therapy, right? And they are challenging the woman's anxiety due to her chemical imbalance. So we're thinking about the physical philosophical assumptions that support these interventions, right? We're gonna go through A through D. A, biological accessorism. I can't even say that right. B, the person is political. C, consciousness reconstruction. D, the psychodramatic model. already off the back, I'm already taking out C, continuous reconstruction, because that's CBT. And I wanted to take out A, biological insensitivity.
What does that mean?
I don't even know, but when it says biological, I know that's dealing with the gene within us, whatever we were born with.
And essentialism just means it's got something to do with something that's necessary in your biology, right? Good.
I believe it or not, I probably would thought that was the answer. But we took my
Before
feminist
today,
therapy,
you
though.
might have. You might have today. Before today, you might have. Because feminist therapy could be girl stuff. I could see where you might pick that if you didn't know.
Oh yeah, I would have thought this is a realistic thing on that question for real. But I think the answer is B. Person is political.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Makes
I
sense.
do remember that in feminist that you said it's more political and
Because I just told you like
society.
10 minutes ago, if you remember it for next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this video 15 times, so I'm gonna remember.
Okay, so hold on, let me do some more. I did that. Oh, let's do this one. Trying to go over all of them. So let me just see where we're at. Let's do. Okay. Kathy.
Yes, a CBT therapist observes that a client frequently says, I always mess everything up. What is the most appropriate intervention? So a client is always saying that they mess everything up. And so based on the CBT, what would be the best intervention? A, reflect on the client's early attachment experiences. B, use Socratic questioning to challenge the absolutist belief. C, reframe the thought as a defense mechanism. Or D, validate the statement as evidence of low self-esteem. So again, according to CBT therapists, how would they most appropriately intervene for clients saying that they always mess everything up? And I would first eliminate the validate the statement as evidence of low self-esteem. And then
Okay, so you were looking at your board.
yeah, because I'm having trouble with this one.
So quite all right. It's quite all right. So, okay, so let's talk. Let's talk. Cognitive triad. What does that mean? So the cognitive triad is when I think about CBT. Remember, I have changed the way that I think, I changed the way that I feel, and I'll change the way that I behave. Okay, cog NITI.
I'm still having
I'm
trouble with.
gonna pull up a picture. Hold on, just give me a second. I would much rather you ask me. Just ask me. Let me make sure that you understand it. So just, I'm trying to pull up this picture that I want.
Doctor, but is it safe to say that we can also, like Kathy can take out C?
She could, because defense mechanisms belong to who?
Well,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Very good. Very good.
So now
Very
you're
good.
down to 2. And then what do we do next?
Hold on, hold on. I want to explain the theory though, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So Beck said that he said that the problem is the way that we think. We have cognitive distortion. We got stankin' thinking. So what he says is what I'm looking at is how I see the world. So the triad are my thoughts, my feelings, and my behavior. So if I change the way that I think, I'll change the way that I feel, and therefore I'll change the way that I behave.
so
So he said depression is not a real thing. It really is just a matter of my stinking thinking.
so it's like challenging your belief.
Your thoughts. Beliefs is REBT. Remember, you've got irrational beliefs about an event.
Okay.
CBT are your thoughts.
Okay. So then it wouldn't be B, because then, like you said, B would be REBT.
So hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna say B is the correct answer.
Okay.
Okay. So I would like thoughts better, but of the two choices, Socratic question, Socrates, the Greek god, the thinker. So he's going to challenge your thoughts. He uses Socratic questionings. Socratic questioning is what I do to you. Why? Tell me why. Tell me more. I keep asking you questions to really make sure you get it. That's Socratic questioning over and over. So Socrates is the Greek god, the thinker. Okay. A good teacher always uses Socratic questioning. When I say to you, I don't care if you get the question right or not. I care that you get it. That's why I keep asking you questions over and over again. Who would A belong to? Anybody?
So if we're talking about attachment.
Early attachment experiences. Who talked about that?
Bowlby?
Not first. Margaret Mailer, object relations. Those first 3 years of life, early attachment. So that would have taken that one out. So the absolutist belief, I don't think, do we talk about the cognitive distortions, all or nothing thinking?
We did. We talked about CBT, but
We talk about the all or the did I give you the other questions about the distortions? I show you that.
distortion list. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So absolutist belief, and I wish it said thinking, but again, of my 4 choices, that's the best choice. Socrates, the Greek god, the thinker. And he's challenging you that all or none thinking. I always mess up. That could also be like overgeneralization, right? I messed up once and now I keep messing up. I'm gonna let you go again. We're gonna get some CBT down. Kathy, go ahead.
Yes. So which of the following techniques is most aligned with the goal of cognitive restructuring? So paradoxical intention, B is free association, C, identifying and disputing irrational beliefs, D, practicing unconditional positive regard. So which of the following techniques best aligns with the goal of cognitive restructuring? I would eliminate the practicing unconditional positive regard.
Does that belong to?
That would be person-centered.
You sure would be.
Okay.
Go girl. Go girl. You can.
And then I would eliminate free association.
Who's that?
Can't remember.
I say dog, you say?
Oh, that is Piaget.
That is Freud, unconscious.
Okay. And so between A and C, I would go
I'm
with
change this. That's really the answer.
Oh, well, of RABT. So then it would be C, identifying and disputing irrational belief.
Got it, got it. Edna?
Alrighty, number 10. What distinguishes CBT from traditional talk therapies? So it's asking me like what is the difference between what is done in a traditional talk therapy and then what is done in CBT? Would it be A, it focuses on non-directive dialogue? B, its emphasis on emotional catharsis? C, its structured, goal-oriented, and time-limited nature? Or D, its reliance on transference and past conflicts? So again, we're talking about like what is the difference between what is done for traditional talk therapies and then CBT? I would automatically take out its reliance on transference and past conflicts because that is Freud.
Okay.
I would take out its emphasis on emotional catharsis. The girls don't know it yet, but catharsis is Yalom.
It's actually a Freudian thing, is when Yalom's one of Yalom's cure factors, but it's the emotional release.
Release.
Got it. And it is one of Yalom's curative factors. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Ding, ding, ding.
Y'all will learn it, guys. It'll make sense later. Okay, then I have my 2. So then I'm going to go back to my question. What distinguishes CBT from traditional talk therapies? Would it be it focuses on non-directive dialogue? Or would it be its structured, goal-oriented, and time-limited nature? See?
Ding, ding, ding. It's very directive. He's challenging all the time on all of those beliefs. It's very, very directive. Good.
What would be a non-directive dialogue?
Non-directive would, who would be non-directive dialogue? So Carl Rogers is non-directive, but his dialogue is limited. Reality? No. So non-directive, I think of I'm gonna think of wow. The non-directive, I'm definitely gonna think of anything that's CBT, but the dialogue, that would have been, if that were my choice, it would have been the CBT. That would be Carl Rogers. Okay, listen to my question.
I'm gonna have to get going, everybody.
I was gonna go.
We can all go. I'm good with that.
I have to check out of this hotel in
Okay.
20 minutes and I need to put the dishes away and all that.
Okay.
Okie
Number
dokie.
4, a CBT therapist uses a behavior experiment to test a client's fear of public speaking. This strategy is best described as, so we're looking at CBT and we're trying to test a client fear of public speaking by what behavior experiment we can use by using CBT. So I'm gonna go through the questions. Answers. Number A, reattributing training. B, consciousness rehearsal. C, empirical hypothesis testing. D, explosion therapy. I already have to back D is out of the question. Explosion therapy. Explosion therapy, if I remember correctly, is I think ain't it forcing that person into doing their fear?
Implosion is pretending. Blooding is actually doing it.
Okay.
So implosion is close your eyes, remember that you're there. Okay, but that's not my
Okay.
okay.
So I got both of them, one confused with the other. Okay, because I
Okay.
was thinking it as explosion was the one that pushed them into doing it.
Okay, so but this one doesn't say I'm doing something. I use behavioral experiment. Implosion is pretending, so that's out.
And C is out as well. We're not doing any testing in CBT. The only thing I could think of is B, conscious rehearsal.
Absolutely. We're just trying it out. We're trying it out. We're trying it out.
What is reattributing training though?
Having a clue.
Huh?
No, having a clue.
Oh, okay. Look
Some
here.
made
When I
some made
see
up
something that
stuff.
I know.
Some made up stuff. So if it's something that you would need to know, I would ask you. Okay, last one, Kathy.
So it says, a client says, I always sabotage my relationships. Which therapist response best reflects the narrative therapy model? So how would a narrative therapist respond to a client saying that they always sabotage their relationships? So A, let's explore how this belief developed in your early relationships. B, how do you think your thoughts are influencing your feelings here? C, let's give a name to this part of the story. What shall we call the sabotager? D, you must change this irrational belief in order to feel better. So I would eliminate D, the irrational belief, because that's REBT.
Mhm.
And then I would eliminate how do you think your thoughts are influencing your feelings here? right?
What words belong to narrative therapy?
What words? So it would.
Narrative therapy is I've got a story in my head and the story is not working out for me. So I'm going to do what to the story?
Rewrite it.
Before I rewrite it, I need to do something else.
Like take it out. I forgot the.
Very good. Very good. Now, which one answers that?
Let's give a name to this part of the story. What shall we call the sabotager?
Yes, yes, yes. Very good. That's what I want you to do. When you go to the question, stop and think about the question. Okay, know the theory before I go through all the questions. And that way, when you went through it, it made it so much easier, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, very good, very good, very good. How do you think your thoughts are influencing your feelings is CBT? Okay, and early relationships, that could be Gestalt, it could be almost anybody. It doesn't say unconscious. It could be REBT because it's your beliefs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good, guys. Very good. Okay. So if you keep going in chapter 3, we've done the theories. There's some just terminology after that. That's where we see Kharkov. We see that systematic desensitization all the way up, and then also go into family therapy. So we're going to try to take it to the end of chapter 3 after the theorist. In your chat box. Okay. So many tabs open, it's not even funny.
Dr. Pam, I meant to say this. Joe went to the hospital.
Oh, what happened, baby?
I believe so. Because I remember her saying she had to do induction. So she had texted us this morning saying that she had to go to the hospital. Stop biting trying to bite my hand. Sorry, my baby trying to bite my hand. But yeah, she said she had to go to the hospital this morning.
Saved it by your thoughts, if you don't mind. Okay, get that out of your chat box there. It might not be. I think I called it WDP. Okay, those are questions with answers. They may not be the same ones I gave you, though. Get it? Okay, I'll see you guys next week. And take it to the end of chapter 3.
Thank you, Dr. Ben.
Bye.